Hey guys, Jamiy here. Today on Roblox we're playing some more Pokemon Brick Bronze. As you can see on screen right now, for the first battle, battling against Shot ZKS. Also, not got the best team, but that's not really the main part for this video. If you guys don't remember, a while ago I did used to do these videos where I would talk about like a random topic or a topic that I thought was pretty important, and I just rant about it in the video. I think I'm going to bring them back. Also, I'm not going to do them. I'm only going to be doing them every now and then, but I think today is a pretty important one. The reason why I'm bringing this back is because a few live streams ago, or a few days ago, I live streamed, and someone said that mentioned that they had their exams, school exams starting, which I think started yesterday or the day before that. So I'm going to rant about that. Examinations. Also, not everyone also watching this channel will be taking their exams yet, but you can take this into note and just keep it in mind, back of your heads, for you taking the exams. Also, I'm 20. I've been to college. I've done my 2-year course, and before that, also I did go to school and passed most of my exams. The reason why I say most is because this is what this video is going to be. So, also, when you're preparing for exams, you want to be doing a ton of revision, like revising, or making sure that you know your stuff pretty much for like the subjects that you're taking at school, and making sure that you don't exert yourself, like overexert yourself is a better way to put it. So also what they always say, like you have to revise, like people keep saying like revise. I wouldn't really say that's like the best part, because you're just gonna wear yourself out. As like say, if you are going to revise, to take it, do revise, but take breaks every now and then, so you can actually, like, you just don't make it so that you don't get worn out super quickly, because if you get worn out while you are revising, you're not going to want to do it anymore, and that means also you're just going to stop revising and you're not going to do very well in your exams. Now that's why I'm talking about this in today's video. I know there are some people that do watch this channel that are revising, or are very close to going for their exams, or actually are doing their exams right now. And this is for me in high school, and we take some of our exams in year 10. Well, when I was back in school, we did some of our exams in year 10, and then we did the rest of them in year 11. I think now in the UK, or at least when my sister's at school, I think she's done some exams, a lot more exams in year 10 and 11, rather than just in year 11. In year 10, I passed my oh, he copycatted my moves, really? Wow. Okay, anyway, I'm going to start talking about gameplay. I think this is more important, really. But, like I was saying, I passed my maths tests. I got a C, which well, is just a passing grade, not exactly anything amazing, but I managed to pass maths in the 9th grade, or 9th year, I believe, unless it was like start at 10. It was one of the year, like, end of 9th year, going on to my 10th year. But when I was like revising my exams, I revised like for the first few months, like in year 10, to try and get to, like, because I wanted also you want to pass. I mean, you're not going to go through like a ton of years just to get to your exams. Just stop doing it at the last second and you just fail them all. I mean, that's really bad. Also, I would definitely suggest keeping to work towards getting good grades on your exams, but just don't overexert yourself, because you will not want to do it anymore, and that can suffer for your grades. But when I was in school, also for year 10, I did revise a little bit and passed, like I said, like maths. I think actually maths was the only exam that we actually did in year 9. Then when it came to the end of year 10, year 10 for maths, I think that's the only exams that we did do. Then we went on to take our 6 week off. In UK, we would do September to like I think that's like June or July. We have 6 weeks off and we start a new year. Also, then we get like holidays every now and then in those that school year. But after that, also we go back to school, and then in year 11 we do a few classes, and when it gets like January past Christmas, we stop doing really classes and start looking towards like revising, getting prepared for all of these exams. Going to school, like doing all these revision works, and it does get, I don't know why I clicked Dragon Dance there, I thought it was Dragonfly I had clicked, but it just get frustrating, especially if you are struggling, and it does, because also when I did school, also we just did maths, English, Science, I did additional science as well, which is pretty much like kind of the same thing, but a lot more in depth. I'm trying to think actually what else. It wasn't mandatory for us to like take another language, so I didn't. I did photography, which we picked all of them, and we just said, oh no, you also have to pick another one, which was either photography or drama. I wasn't really big of a fan of doing drama, so I just chose photography. I thought, sure, I mean, it might actually help if I actually do want to do YouTube, I mean, and it kind of has. If I want to, because then I know how to actually use the camera. Pretty good, I guess. But one thing that I actually started doing, like towards the end of year 10, was that I kind of just dropped all my revisions. I stopped revising. I stopped. I'm actually during high school. I missed a lot of days. I was sick. I did have a liver infection, like from year 8 to almost the end of year 11, and I just somehow went away. I don't know how, but I just got rid of it. But I did have a lot of sick days because of that, like just overexerting myself, to be honest. But not really not really an excuse for me stopping revising, and then, like I could also just gone to school and just gone through it, but I just was getting to the point where I'm just too lazy to do it. So what ended up happening was that I started revising. When it comes to my exams, I was kind of just like, if I fail, what's the worst? But I had in the back of my head, like, okay, I really, really, really don't want to fail these exams, because obviously, what would be the point of me coming to school for all these years and just getting no exams? Because when I was in school, I was expected to get like A's and B's, or A's, A stars and B's, which was B in English. I wasn't really that great in English, to be honest, which is pretty ironic. But then again, I mean, this wasn't the best really. But comes to that, coming up to my exams, I managed to, like I said, I already passed maths, so I really didn't care about revising for maths 100% because I already had my grade. If I got anything high on the test, then sure, but I already had my exam, so it really didn't matter to me. Science, I passed, I got a C. I was expected to get an A star. Additional science, I actually passed with a D. I think, I can't remember if you passed with a D or not, but I ended up getting a D. Again, I was expected to get an A or an A star, which is equivalent to like an A plus in US's grades. A star is our highest one that we could get. Ended up getting a D, because like I said, it's science, but pretty much more like a ton more in depth. I was completely blanked in all the questions that we were asked. English, managed to just pass with a C. Like I said, I was only expected to get a B, and I really, really struggled with English, to be honest. Like, that was probably one of my worst subjects. We had, I'm trying to think what else we had. Photography, everyone in my class failed it, because the teachers lost our work and quit, so we all failed that one, unfortunately, which was great. I did geography, which I got like, I pretty much just flunked that, like F. I had no idea what I was doing for like geography. History, I got a D as well. Again, just forgot all of the stuff that we learned over the 2 years that we were starting to do for the exam. Just like, wasn't really that great. Along that, I did sports, physical education. I got an A star in that. That was actually my only A star that I got in school, because it was all theory. There's no real tests except for like physical tests, which was kind of easier than the theory, which is all like coursework. Really, really easy for me to do, because you don't have to memorize stuff, which is also, I have a bad memory as it is, but I did that, got an A star. That's my only A star. ICT, or computering, C. Then we also did an additional one where we had to go in for like a little coursework course. Ended up getting a B on that. If you pass that again, you automatically get a B. So I did that, and I think that's everything. I'm probably forgetting something, but I don't exactly remember. But yeah, it really wasn't good for me. I also just stopped revising. I just honestly stopped caring. I really couldn't care anymore. But it's not really the best thing that I could have done, obviously. I mean, if I revised, I'm not saying that I would have got all my my exams done perfectly and like got all the grades that I was expected to get. But I'm saying that if I put in more work, it would have been a lot better for me to actually try to get them rather than just to give up. which also a lot of people do, and it is bad to say, but also it gets to worse when it gets to like university and like college. Like you see it everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but in a lot of countries, you do see like when like uni is going really bad for them. Like also you have to pay a ton for university. You have to do all this stuff, which is just like really like you have to do all this work, and if you're starting to fail it, there have been a lot of cases of suicide because people just think it just because it gets to people too much. Like I won't, which is also really bad, and it's unfortunate people do go through that. But that's not really what I was going through. Just that I was just lazy, and to be honest, that really didn't help. Like yeah, I passed all my fundamental classes, but I could have done a lot better, and I'm really mad at myself, my younger self, for not doing that. So, and this is the thing. I mean, obviously, if you get passing grades, then sure you can still do a lot of stuff that you want to do. But for example, I really got froze there. But for example, a C grade on some jobs isn't gonna get you everything. Like there are gonna be some jobs, and in your future you're gonna find implications because you need a higher grade than what you got, and especially if you don't revise and you don't get those C passing grades, you get like lower than that. A lot of places won't take you on because you didn't pass those exams. So don't worry, okay? It's your final push. You've spent so many years working to this last 2 years or last year, depending on if your school does them in grade 10 or year 10. But you're so close to finishing it. I don't think it's worth it, and especially because I've done it myself, it's not worth it to give up on these last 2 years or last year. If you're this close, just keep working at it, trying to get these done. Like I said, it does suck, but it will be really worth it. I've know that there was actually someone else that I knew in my year that didn't revise as well, but unfortunately for him, he didn't get any passing grades. He only got one of them, which also trying to go to college. He didn't get what he wanted, and he wasn't allowed to get what he wanted because he didn't have the necessary grades on his exams to do what he wanted to do. So really sucked for him that he couldn't do what he wanted to do, so he had to do something else and completely change his career path, which also I was very lucky because I still am doing what I was intending to do, which not exactly what I wanted to do, but also being in like care or like a hospital, because I went to college for health and social care, which means I can like, go into like doctoring, stuff like that. Right now also I work in the care home. There's always going to be jobs in like that stuff, in that like sort of environment, so I thought it's probably going to be good for me to go into that, but you have to be very careful like going into that sort of job specifically, because also if you make one error, like you get a false allegation against you, you're pretty much kicked out and nowhere will take you. You pretty much will lose like your, not exactly a license, but like you will never like work in that like stuff again because of that one little misallegation that you got. So you have to be, it's a very dangerous job, but there is jobs everywhere for it, so I thought I might as well go for that. It seems to like be something that I can do, that I want to do, because also it's helping people in a sense. So definitely, well, I mean, I've experienced it myself. Just the fact that I didn't revise, my final grades just passed, which I was relieved. But I've always had, as soon as I finished my exams, I thought, oh, that was okay. Hopefully I get pass some grades. And as soon as I got my paper back, I was devastated, because also if I put in those hours to revise, because people around me when you got your papers were either crying or laughing. They either got the grades or they didn't get the grades that they wanted, which also doesn't help in the sense that I'm here being lazy. I got the grades that I needed, not exactly what I wanted, but I got what I needed, and it just didn't really sit right with me. That for me specifically, I managed to get the grades that I needed for what I was going to want to do in future life, but people around me that tried their hardest just didn't quite make it. It just really didn't sit right with me, which is why I always try and like work my best when now because of that one instance in my life. It was really frustrating to see people around me just like didn't get the just quite didn't get the grades that they needed or wanted. Like some people failed their exams, and they worked so much. I saw them like during lunch, just constantly like revising, which again can be bad, can be good, because also if you're revising non-stop, you will just burn yourself out, and it isn't that great. You have to take breaks and be responsible in that sense, but don't be lazy about it like I was. You will regret it later in life. Do I regret it now? Obviously. I could have done a lot more. There is some things that I probably won't be able to do in the future because of my grades, unless also I go back and redo them, but that's also going to take that's going to take a couple of years to just go back and resit them, which people always go like, if I don't pass them, I'll resit them. It's only going to take me like another year or two to resit them, which, thinking about it, isn't really that smart to do at all, because that's 1 or 2 years of your life just being wasted when you could be doing something else. And it's not even just 1 or 2 years, it's your whole school life you just wasted because you got lazy at the other finish line, which it really does suck. But yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to say about it. Just keep at it. You're on your last line now. You got like last corner. You just gotta keep working for these last few months, or depending on how long you are. If you aren't even at your exams yet, just keep in mind to keep working at it. It will be worth it in the end. If you keep working at it, Also, don't burn yourself out, but just take it as you want. Just take all the advice as you want. If you don't understand something in school and you're just too scared to ask the teacher, which I was, and I regret this now because I was very shy when I was younger, which also, you go to my really older videos, you can see that my comments weren't the best, whereas now I never shut up, pretty much, is the best way that I can put it. But now, I mean, I actually do get comments as well saying, Jamiy, you need to shut up, okay, you talk way too much, which I don't really see because it's a YouTube video, but still, I do regret it that I didn't ask the questions that I needed to know. Like, there was some stuff in school that I didn't understand, all like geography. I understood most of it, but for the exams, I completely blanked on everything. I should have asked more questions in class. But if you do not understand anything, if you don't want to ask the teacher, at least ask someone in your class, like some friends, to like help you with it. I'm sure they'll also help you with it. I mean, if I don't understand it as well, and that means you both can ask the teacher together, and also then you both are helping each other overcome that fear, I guess. But it really is dumb to fail a test, like especially not ask a specific question. But yeah, I mean, just go knuckle down. I mean, like I said, it's your last few years. You've wasted, and if you just give up at the last few months, you're just wasting in your entire school life just working towards this. Your school life goes to that final few exams, and if you flunk it because you didn't revise for the last few months, you just gave up saying, nah, I don't need this. Like, I can do it I can just do it off the top of my head, which I was thinking that I'm gonna pass. I mean, I'm smart enough to know exactly what I need to put down, which also I got the grades I needed to like get into most stuff I wanted to do what I wanted to do in later life. But I could have done a lot better, which would put me in a lot better places. But yeah, it just really sucks that I see people doing the same mistake that I did that a few years ago, which also if you don't know how it works in the UK, when you go to college, I did my level 3 health and social care, which also you needed like C in maths, C in like a passing grade in maths, passing grade in English, and I think a passing grade in science, something like that. But you pretty much like needed passing grade like C+ to like get into level 3. If you didn't have passing grades, like if you failed maths or English, you'd have to go and do level 2 first, and then you can go and do level 3, which also would take you like another year or two. And then you'd also have to resit your English or maths exams while you're in college, and that's just going to also make it so that you're doing a lot more than you would be doing in high school, because you have to do college, you have to do all the placements. Like when I was in college, I had to go do placements for like a month at a time in care homes, like to get used to it, because it was going to be the job that I would eventually be doing. And also, if I had to do that and also do maths, like doing college work alone is really stressful, like so stressful. Even though I only had to do coursework and no exams, which I was lucky. As soon as I finished my college course, the next year had exams added onto them, which also I was lucky because I missed them. If I had exams, I might have done it again and just thought, I don't need to revise, I can get through them, which would have been really, really, really dumb of me to do again after, because that would just mean that I didn't learn my lesson from the first time. But unfortunately, luckily we didn't have exams, and also I didn't have to resit my maths or English exams because I did pass just, well, for maths I passed with flying colours, but it still wasn't enough to get higher than that. But just the fact that I could have done a lot better, but I chose to be lazy and to be stubborn and to not revise at all, it really just leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and just like a kick to the gut, really, for the fact that people put in a lot more work than I did in high school and did a lot worse than I did. It really just leaves a sour taste in my mouth, really, for the fact that I was able to just get off lucky with it, pretty much. That's all it came down to, really, just like the fact that I was really, really lucky that I managed to pass them, which 100% shouldn't have happened. And you know what? Looking back at it now, I kind of wish that I did fail a lot more of my exams. Also, I didn't want to fail all of them, but I kind of wish that I did fail some of them at least, because then it would have pretty much brought me back to reality, saying that you need to do these things, you need to revise, you can't just try and wing stuff, in a sense. That's not how life works. You'll always be thrown a curveball no matter what. But for the fact that I got really, really lucky going into college, I thought, oh, this is a breeze. After the first year, I realised that people, that's not how it works. And started to do YouTube, and I get more confident in myself. I realised that I was extremely lucky. Also, I could have still done better in school, which I kind of wish I did. I wish I did better in school. I wish I sat down and actually did a lot more than I actually did. It sucks that I left it and didn't revise at all. I feel bad for my teachers, to be honest. Like, going through all that work, going through with me to like revise, like going out using their spare time out of school to try and do stuff for us, where they could like most of my teachers, well, some of them went out of their ways to do things when they weren't even in school time, to like print off these revision slips for us, so we can do like make sure that we all knew specific subjects. And it sucks that in my eyes, I wasted their time to like not take it seriously. So that's pretty much my story from high school. Also, not exactly the best, but I did pass my the grades that I needed. I did get like an A star in sports, which I mean, sports, I wasn't really going to do anything in sports, so it wasn't really going to really do anything for me, but I did manage to get that. But I don't know, it's the last final few steps, really, of your school years, and once you've done them, once you've done it, there's no going back. That, yeah, you can resit them, but that's going to take you even longer of your life, and that's going to be even more stressful than just doing them the first time. So to the people that are sitting through their exams right now, or are getting really, really close to their exams, stick with it, revise, don't be lazy, but also don't work yourself too hard. You will burn yourself out, and you will want to stop doing it, and you won't. And if you overwork yourself, especially for a lot of people, the memory can't hold every little bit of information if they're doing it constantly and every single hour, every single second that they're awake. Take breaks and try and like replenish yourself. It does help a lot. But and to the people that aren't even doing their exams, they are too young to like do them, just keeping that back in mind that yeah, for right now it's like fun games like in the lower years of school, but once it gets like the final few years of school, you gotta knuckle down. If you can have fun and games during the last few years, but you gotta take it a lot more seriously. If you mess around too much, your grades can plummet, and you'll end up just hating yourself because you could have done a lot better. And that's really something that's just stuck with me since my high school days. That I was pretty good in school, in my opinion. I was doing good at pretty much every single subject. Like English, I sucked at English specifically. English was probably one of my worst grades. I when I first went into like year 9, 10, I got a specific teacher which was really strict, but it was the top English teacher that in our school for like the highest grades. I was in the second class previously, like a few weeks before I started when I started year 9. But after a few classes there, he realised that I'm getting a little bit better. He's going to move me up to the top class, and she was really, really strict for the top class, but I was only like achieving D's. These people in this class were like meant to like be achieving A stars, B's. So I managed to go up there, managed to just knuckle down, managed to get myself up to where I was expected to get an A star. Just worked, but the last few months I just gave up, really. Not even the few months, like the last year I just gave up. Didn't revise, didn't care about anything in class, just hated everything, and just the fact that I was too lazy. But I managed to, but because of the teacher's help, I still managed to pass. But it just really, really sucks. It stuck with me that I could have done better, and I feel like I'm just disappointed in my teachers if they did see me after I got my grades, because I didn't see any of my teachers after I got my grades. And to be honest, I really want to be honest to stand up to them after pretty much throwing all of what they've done for me back in the face. It would really, really, really just stuck with me through finally finishing school. However, though, that's pretty much like I don't know what to call these, like a real talk series. Also, I've done these in the past, and it's like pretty much like there's real situations, real life situation where also it sucks to do certain stuff, but it is very important. I used to do these quite a lot, like once every couple of weeks. I'm not going to be like doing them that regularly, but I think if there's an important topic that comes up and someone brings to my attention, I think I will talk about it in a video where it's just me playing brick bronze in the background, but going over a specific topic where it's just, yeah, you have a background video, but you get to listen to me rant about something really important, or at least something I think is really important. And also, since I know a lot of you guys are going through your exam years right now, just stick with it. I know you guys can do it, no matter what grades you are expected to get. Go beyond. You are what you are, what you do. If you can work your butt off to get better than what you're expected to get, you can do it. But be wary that to take it all into consideration and don't overwork yourself, because that will just make things worse for you, unfortunately. And like I said, I know a few people that have done that, and it really, really sucks just seeing them just look defeated for the fact that they think that even though all the work that they put in, which was a god amount, like pretty much, like I said, every single second that they were awake, they would work on revising, and for the fact that they thought after they didn't get the results that they wanted, just to think that they weren't trying hard enough, really, really stuck with me. And especially I've seen a lot of the faces after high school, just for the fact that they just felt so defeated for the fact that they thought they weren't doing enough, when in fact it's not that they weren't doing enough, it's the fact that they were doing too much and they couldn't remember all of that information, that because they were taking on too much at once. But that's pretty much where I'm going to end off. I know it's a pretty long video. Usually my videos have been actually getting short for these PvP series, and I know because of work sometimes I am missing Brick Bronze uploads, but I'm going to leave off there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Take this with how you want it. Like I said, if you aren't doing your exams right now, it might not be too important to you right now, but just keep in the back of mind that eventually you'll be going through these stages, and you'll notice people around you going through these stages where there's either too lazy and they don't revise to follow your exams, which is very, very, very important. It's probably one of your most important things that you can do in your life, is to take these exams, but don't take them too lightly at all, because if you do not get the grades that you want or need, you're going to suffer later in life. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to leave off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like always, I'll see you guys next time.